Silicon Valley is the critically acclaimed HBO comedy that portrays the ups and downs of a fictitious startup called Pied Piper. The show's third season finale airs this Sunday night. Josh Brenner is one of the stars of Silicon Valley. He plays Nelson Big Head Biggetti, and he joins us from Los Angeles. So great to have you with us, Josh.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Good. It's been a long time. Congratulations on the show's success. It's been nominated for Emmys, Golden Globes, many other awards. Did you expect that the show would resonate so well outside the tech world? It has such a huge following.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. First of all, it is very exciting, and I'm awfully lucky to get to be a part of the show. In answer to your question, no, this has all been like a happy, wonderful surprise. I mean, because it was Mike Judge, you know, you're always thinking that it's going to be brilliant and great, but, you know, also the odds of anyone liking anything are like 0.5%. So it's been an exciting and wonderful and wild, great ride. And yeah, I'm just lucky to be a part of it all.
And your character, Big Head, is someone who seems to have more luck than talent, maybe. Have people in the tech community ever told you, hey, you remind me of someone I work with? Any names out there?
Yes, Big Head and I have that in common. A lot of luck, not a lot of talent.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's how I got the role. You know, there are people that have said, what you hear more is like, that's my dream job from people. They're looking for that sweet spot where they get paid a great deal of money to do nothing. But there are those few people that that will confess that they don't really have anything to do. So apparently it really does happen.
So on that note, I mean, what kind of preparation or research, LA research, do you have to do for the show, or do your co-stars do when playing their characters?
Well, I know that the other guys are good at doing their research. You know, Zach Woods in particular, I know reads lots of books about tech, and our writers especially. I mean, as you can tell from watching the show, they really know what they're talking about. They actually probably right around now they're making their annual trip up to the Bay Area to mine billionaires for stories and make fun of them without them realizing that they're being made fun of. And then they'll come home and, you know, they have tons of consultants and tons of people both in the room and out of the room that they communicate with regularly about that world. Me personally, in order to do my character justice, I've avoided doing any kind of research whatsoever to keep myself as dim and dumb as possible. A method like that, you know.
Helpful insight there. You have gotten some recognition, though, Josh. When Google renamed itself as Alphabet Inc., they used an image of you as Big Head and your character's company, Hooli, as its inspiration. There are developers out there who are even trying to make a middle-out compression platform similar to Pied Piper. Are you and the rest of the folks making the show aware of the impact the show is having on tech culture out in Silicon Valley?
Yeah, that the Alphabet announcement was pretty crazy. It made some of us over at the show question Google as a company, that they were giving far too much credence to our little TV show.
Yeah.
No, it's really interesting. There is this strange feedback loop between the real world and our show, especially because we have people, you know, appearing on our show that are the real people from that world, and you know, we've heard things that, like, you know, we've made a lot of fun of people talking about how they're going to change the world. And apparently there are now companies that specifically tell their employees not to talk about changing the world because it sounds a little silly now that we've sort of pointed out that it's ridiculous. Right. So there is sort of this strange back and forth between the real world and our little make-believes.
Yeah, and speaking of the real world, we both attended Harvard with Mark Zuckerberg. Maybe we chose the wrong career paths, apparently. Do you see any similarities between him and the character of Richard Hendricks, the founder of Pied Piper?
Ooh. I never actually got to meet Mark, which is one of my great regrets. Although I am in like the top couple thousand of Facebook users, the first couple thousand, so I feel pretty proud about that.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
I'm going to say I'm going to say there are no similarities because I want to suck up and say that Mark is way cooler, way more secure, way smarter, way better sense of fashion, and has just, beautiful eyes that you can get lost in. Which is
There you
actually
go.
also true of Thomas Middleditch. So in both cases, beautiful eyes.
Well, Mark's definitely going to want to chat with you now. Do you know if anyone in Silicon Valley, obviously there are many fans, we know that Alphabet alluded to the show in their announcement, but have you heard from any specific Silicon Valley characters that are big fans of the show?
My favorite so far was actually right at the beginning of the show. We did a premiere up in Redwood City, sort of right in the middle of all of the Silicon Valley business, and had a bunch of tech people come. And the show was about to start or just finished, and this very nice man comes up and says, "Hey, I'm a big fan. I've really enjoyed your show and some of the other things that you've worked on." And we had a really nice conversation. He was this really nice guy, and then he handed me a card, and the email address on his business card was craig@craigslist.org, or I guess craigslist.com. I don't know. Well, now I gave out his email address. But anyways, that's how I met Craig from Craigslist, and it was very, very cool. Sorry for giving out your email address on the internet, Craig.
Yeah.
But people probably could have figured it out.
Probably. Lots of fans. Mike Judge is a co-creator of the show who's also behind Beavis and Butthead, the movie The Office Space. But he was also a software developer back in the 1980s, and some of the themes underlying the show are a biting criticism of Silicon Valley's culture. You talked about that a little. Is that his influence, or is it just an easy target?
I think it's definitely an easy target, but no, Mike definitely comes at this from a very strong background in this world, and Office Space from way back is influenced by his own time, sort of in that corporate environment or that tech environment, and learning those things. So he definitely met a bunch of characters along the way that I think have worked their way into this, but they've just learned so much more in having these weird dinners with weird billionaires, and I think Mike is such a genius at looking at weird people and exploiting them for comedic purposes. And he does these great impressions of people they've met on set, behind the scenes. And he's just he just has a mind for exposing people for being, hilarious weirdos that they are.
Yeah, and I think you're the designated tech actor in some ways, Josh. You were also in The Internship, a playful movie about getting an internship at Google with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Silicon Valley has a bit of a darker version of that playful movie. I mean, what are some of the differences you see there?
Yeah, The Internship was definitely a happy-go-lucky look at the world of tech, and I don't think it's an incorrect one. I mean, we spent some time up at Google while we were shooting that movie, and people really do have that. I believe the correct term is googliness, which refers to sort of this exuberance, team player kind sort of just very happy-go-lucky way of life, which is not that hard to accomplish when you're working at this beautiful place with volleyball courts and pools with self-generating currents where dogs are encouraged to be brought to work.
Yeah.
But that is definitely not the whole story, which is what we're seeing with Silicon Valley. There are, scary corporate influences and strange megalomaniacs, and it's like any industry, I think, where there are various competing forces at any given moment. But I think in spite of that all, there is sort of a sweet nerdiness at the heart of all of it. I mean, even in Silicon Valley, I think there's this a real idealism and a real sense of hope and doing good and making the world a better place.
I like that sweet nerdiness. What's next for Big Head and Pied Piper? Can you reveal anything about next season?
I will tell you nothing.
Nothing.
Mostly because I don't know anything, but also because I hate spoilers. If I'd watched the Battle of the Bastards the other night and known what was going to happen, I would have been pretty pissed off. So for those of you watching, I will offer no spoilers whatsoever, and that's why I don't read the scripts for Silicon Valley. I don't like to find out what's going to happen either. So
Really?
I don't bother doing that.
Wow. Tell me though, since you're such an expert, what's your favorite tech stock right here, Josh? What do you think looks good from a valuation standpoint?
Wait, I'm sorry. I was doing this because I thought you were going to be giving me stock tips. Is that not why I'm here? I was told that I was sitting in front of blurry Los Angeles to receive tech stock tips from you. All of my solar stocks are tanking. I've had a real tough time with Solar City and what's the other one? I've got them all.
Yeah.
It's been a real disaster.
It's tough to be an entrepreneur. Maybe action films are next, Josh. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's great to hear you and
Yes.
see you later on the internet.
Yes, all right. That's Josh Brenner of HBO's Silicon Valley. You can catch the season finale this Sunday. So is the show Silicon Valley an accurate portrayal of tech culture? Let us know your thoughts in the space below or on the Yahoo Finance Facebook page.